Hiya folks, and welcome to another Irish Whiskey Review with me, Marty McCauley. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. I haven't seen you for a little while on this format, but I've been busy with Justin on our show, the Irish Whiskey Review live on Saturday night, 10 p.m. I've been doing some other stuff. I've been having to give talks and other bits and pieces, so I've been busy, but I took a little hiatus for a few days from doing these reviews, primarily because I didn't really have the right setup, and I'm still not happy with the setup. But we are trying to change things over and get this a little bit better. Trying our production values. That's how Justin would talk about it. We want to increase those, so it's been fun. It's been fun over the last few days. So I hope COVID is still staying away from everyone, and everybody's going and getting their jabs and so on. And yeah, strange times, but we shall carry on, persevere. Now, we're here tonight to do Waterford Organic Gaia 1.1. Yes. Now, first organic Irish whiskey. Not the first organic whiskey, the first organic Gaia whiskey. But back in the day, I suppose all Irish whiskey would have been organic, if you think about it. It's only a brief period in between organic, artificial fertilizers and all that kind of stuff, heading back to the organic style. Now, I've much more of an appreciation for what's going on down in Waterford. I'd sort of stayed up with the story, but there was all stuff happening everywhere, and it was kind of hard. But Mark Raynier's been doing quite a few different types of interviews and different bits and pieces, really explaining a bit more about the story and a bit more of what he's planning on doing. And as the products have started coming out, you're getting a bit more of a flavour and a taste for them, and it really is. It's a story to buy into. It really is. Now, one thing I will have to say, I really like the bottling. I really like this. I think it's growing on me even more and more. And this cap, now, glass cap, when you're putting it on, it sounds nice. It's got that tinky with it. Yeah. So this is a single malt Irish whiskey, named Gaia, probably after the Professor James Lovelock's Gaia theory. I assume. I haven't found out for definite, but I'm going to say it is. Which Gaia theory was the theory that the world acts as a living entity, a living organism. So if something goes out of kilter with it, it heals itself by various natural processes. One of which, Lovelock came up with this theory way back in the 70s. So carbon capture, so seashells capture the carbon and they drop down and they go onto the earth or onto the seabed, and then get crushed and compressed and turn into limestone and all that kind of processes. That's how it stopped. The system came into balance and it stopped going out of kilter, and then along come us and driving our cars and polluting everywhere and doing all that kind of stuff, and kind of put it out of kilter. It can't recover quick enough. So that's the Gaia theory. So the whole project in Waterford is about this idea of terroir, about traceability, about getting back to really what they would see as being a sort of natural way of doing things. So they're wanting to do heritage barley brands. It's going to be very barley driven, and establishing where it's from, and really very interesting. I had my suspicions about the whole project, but as it gathers a bit more pace and a bit more momentum, and you find out a little bit more about why they're doing this, you can go on and take a look and even see the farmer that grew the barley and each bottling, and it really becomes quite a big enterprise, but quite intimate feel to it. And there's a journey and a story happening which I can really I really begin to see where it's going. As I say, I was skeptical for a while, but I'm beginning to think that it'll be get more and more interesting as it progresses. You know? So again, I like the bottle. Totally different, stands out. Glass pot top, very nice indeed. Now this is non-chill filtered, no colouring. It's actually in a wee Editor cup that I got, a wee Editor Glencairn that I got at my Editor distillery. Beautiful place in Pitlochry. Look, gorgeous distillery, absolutely gorgeous. Now, so the single farm bottlings that Waterford have been doing, the organic yields from the barley were so low that they couldn't do that. So this is a mixture of all the farms being put in, seven different farms I think, into this. It's 50% non-chill filtered, no colouring, none of that. The Arcadian Series represents otherworldly gardens of delights. We seek out maverick farmers, inspirational growers, iconoclasts whose ethos and way of life respects the land and the old ways in the pursuit of pure flavour over yield imperatives. From deep in the mists of time, when all producers were organic, the neo-pagan goddess Gaia has represented Mother Earth herself, a fitting custodian to bring forth Ireland's finest whisky distilled from certified organic Irish barley. And then it tells you the names of the growers below it. So John Mallick, Paddy Tobin, Alan Jackson, Pat and Denis Booth, Jason Stanley and Trevor Harris. So, yes, bottled at 50%. Now, I've had this sitting out for a little while because I've had a few of these. Obviously, it's not good to do reviews. Don't do reviews on first opening. It's not really the done thing. So this has been sitting out for a while. On the nose, yeah, lots of barley, lots of cereal notes, but really good cereal notes. Actually, sort of processed cereal notes, and what I mean by that is digestible cereal notes. It's not fresh barley, it's not like crushed into flour. This is processed to a point where it's palatable and edible. Buttered toast and some cinnamon, so that little spice there, which is probably coming from some of the barley that's used. The different strains of barley produce different elements to it. Now this isn't an old whiskey. It can't be from Waterford because it's not that old. But what you're getting on the nose is a nice richness. Yeah, and there's a nice clean note that's coming through that really is. It's giving you that cleanliness that sometimes heads towards being citric. You know, that cleanness, but it's not. This isn't citric. What it's got is it's got that clean, nice texture to it that it's giving you. It's allowing all the rest of the flavours to come up through, and just quietly lets everything else all. You almost feel as if the bad has come out of this, and the nose, the good elements are coming up through it. So, yeah. Nice oily mouthfeel. It's coming through. Is again that butter. More cinnamon there, a little touch of nutmeg. The barley, the cereal notes are coming all the way through there, and it's really good, really good. But when those cereal notes are coming in, it's almost like it's breakfast time. It's like your cereal with a little sprinkling, a little spray of butter on the top of it. That's giving you again. It's this. Cooked cereals, you know, processed cereals that you can digest, and it's not too heavy on. There's very little wood coming through on this. On the finish, you're getting some dessert flavours. There's wood coming through on the finish, but not in the palate. just the way this is. There's 4 different casks used in this. They have a very different ratios, everything from your bourbon cask to a sweet wine cask. And it's really punching through that it's sweet without a saccharine sweetness, nice natural sweetness, almost a fruity sweetness, but it's a cereal sweetness. The barley is doing all the work here, and that's the intention of this. It's really something that you would really be able to sit down and sip over and take your time and do some stuff with, because there's nothing hurried about this. It really does give you a sense that there's a story to it, that you can sit down, you can relax, that you could take it along on your journey and buy into it. Now, they've already said that this is nowhere near the end product, that their standalone product is down the line, that they will blend that up with their malts to make their single malt that they will release as their standard product. It's yeah, creamy, nice, creamy, sweet, good length to it. I mean, this is quite young, but it's got a good length to it. Yeah, I said about it being clean, and on the nose, it's clean without having any sort of citrus to it. There is an element of citrus to it. There's grapefruit coming through on it, which makes it a slightly different thing. What's happening here is it's moving on in its progression while it's in the glass, and that's a sign of quality. You don't get that really with anything in the cheaper end stuff. Once you put it out, it really just tastes more or less the same as it's always going to. This is moving on, it's developing. Now it's 50%. I'm going to add a little touch of water to it, just a little tiny bit. You can see the oils in that. Yeah, you can see the oils in that moving about. So that little drop of water actually helps that a little bit on the nose. It's giving it a little bit more of a chance. There's actually almost a little touch of that meat nose that I sometimes talk about. When you cut into a nice steak, you get that meaty nose to it. It adds a lot of body. Yeah, it's giving it that. The water lifts it a little bit. Do not overdo that with the water. If you're going to put water in it, a tiny little bit, and it just opens it up a little bit more. This is really good. I'm liking Waterford more and more. Getting into the story, seeing the progression of it. Now that the whole mass hysteria just has went past, where every bottle came out and just went straight onto the auction sites, and people were doubling their money and thinking it was great, and then other people were panicking, no, I can't get it. Now that that's all died down, and you can start to see the story unfolding, it's becoming a much better thing. So, excellent stuff. How to give it a mark? It's £75 a bottle, so it's not entry level. We have to put it in its category, so it's above entry level. It's the next level up, and in that category, it's in that price range. It's very good, and I'm going to give it a good good 7.5 out of 10. It's value for money because you're getting the story, you're getting the buy-in with it, and it's really good quality. Yeah, I really like that. So 7.5 out of 10. Keep your eyes out for more of these coming. There are lots and lots and lots of it. Join Justin and myself live every Saturday night, 10 p.m, Facebook Live and YouTube. And also, we do a podcast now every Wednesday. Justin has me doing a podcast where we talk about all manner of stuff, whatever we decide to talk about, basically the night before. So, without further ado, I shall bid you farewell. Bye bye, take care.